Hey guys, Sure1701 here, and today I am playing Bear Battlegrounds, and man, I am really annoyed. Well, Bear Battlegrounds, just in case you forgot, is a vanilla minigame PvP map that I've been working on for a while, and it's pretty cool concept in my opinion. A lot of special weapons, a lot of technical sides to the game. But anyway, a big part of the game that I was working on that's to do with all the special weapons is right-click detection, which is this section of command blocks over here in this giant fill clock. Right-click detection. So basically, the purpose is to detect whenever a player right-clicks with a certain item in his inventory to recognize when he uses a weapon. So for example, if I would get myself a rifle, then this is the rifle, by the way. This is Iron Horse Armor renamed to rifle. Then I would select it and right-click. Then that's basically me using the rifle. But it doesn't work quite like that, as you can see. This is so annoying. So, there's the reason this doesn't work anymore is because ever since Snapshot 14W26A through C, I guess, but since the 26th week Snapshot, Dinnerbone released for the first time a pretty big overhaul to Minecraft, which was that he got rid of unnecessary data values for blocks which usually can't contain data values, and completely changed the way data values are rendered by the, are used and calculated and manipulated by the game. So like I said, now Minecraft gets rid of any data values for blocks that shouldn't normally exist. So for example, air can no longer have any sort of data value other than 0. And that's one of the big the big thing that this system was relying on. You can go watch my 6th episode in the series. It's called Thick Air Right-Click Detection. Link to that on screen or something in the description. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But basically the idea is the whole arena is covered with air with data value 1, so like thick air as I dubbed it. And we use block 36 or piston extension to detect whenever a player right clicks, and yeah, it's a pretty neat system. There is one flaw with it that I didn't really think about when I made it, and that's that in multiplayer with multiple players, so like say I'm holding a certain item and I have a block 36 in my head, then another player either on my team or on the other team can right click around my head and cause me to use the weapon sort of against my will, if that makes sense. Didn't really think about that. I could have, I might have been able to overcome that, but it doesn't really matter. The whole thing doesn't work anymore. I don't see any way for me to use block 36 to detect right clicking dynamically in multiplayer anymore. It just won't work as far as I can tell. And it's been a while, and I've kind of been off-put from working on this map just because of that, and there's a bunch of other things that have been broken. Like for example, before I was giving myself 64 items, but they no longer stack, as you can tell. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. Now, I actually want to check something out on camera with you guys here. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I just want to see if this will work. So I might be able to use replace item to purposely manipulate the amount of items. Let's see. Okay, let's go for that slot dot. No, let's go for slot dot hotbar. Is that a thing? Right. Order here is kind of weird. Let's go for like just like that, and Minecraft iron horse armor. Sound good. And let's do 64. Okay, so I can still do that with count. Okay. So it's still possible to do that. It's just a little bit more annoying now. I can no longer give multiple items in a single stack with give. I'm talking about items that don't stack, of course. With items that do stack, such as dye, for example, of course I can do that. But with the rifle, not so much anymore. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, you just saw right now. This is what happens. This is what happens basically when this right-click detection that I made doesn't work anymore. It's really annoying. And it's just so many things that have kind of gone wrong / I've been disappointed with what I've done here, that have got me to kind of take a long break from working on this. But I want to keep on working on this because I do really want to finish this map. I really do want to be able to play with it or play on it and release it and everything. Another thing I was kind of thinking about rethinking, and I didn't really like, was the idea of the landmine. Because if you guys remember in last episode, I revealed my idea for having team cores, and that's like a specific area in the map for each team where there's like basically like a hot spot where the other team has to defuse something. And I just know like this happens with every game that has this sort of style to it. I just know that anybody who's gonna get a landmine, like 99% of landmines in the game are gonna be set around the entrance to the team cores, and that's just kind of stupid. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna get rid of the landmines completely, and yeah, still have to come up with a few more weapons to add to this game. And I still do need to fix the right-click detection. So I want to talk a little bit more about that, actually. The right-click detection is broken, like I said. But there is another method that I might be able to use. I'm trying to think about it right now. I haven't really gotten into it too much yet. But there's another method that I might be able to use using armor stands. Because armor stands are entities. Armor stand. There we go. They're entities. I can make them invisible, and I can constantly teleport them to a specific player or players. And if I actually do show arms, let's also make it invisible, just like that. Then I should be able to give him items just like that. And then I can detect this with a command block. So I can go ahead and do like test for. It probably won't be test for. It'll probably be like scoreboard and then execute. But test for and E type equals armor stand. And then let's say equipment. I think it's equipment. And then the first slot it'll be ID Minecraft stone. Oh, armor stand. My bad. There, it found the armor stand, and then if I go, like, I don't know, redstone block, it won't find anything. And by the way, it's spitting out the thing twice because there's this thing. So, stone, found it. Redstone block, didn't find it, but let me get a redstone block real quick. And, oh. And there we go. Found it. So yeah, so I can probably do something like this, and have it constantly teleport to the player's head, and then if it detects that the armor stand is holding a specific item, then, like, I don't know, do something, like set a scoreboard for the player. I don't know, it's possible. Like, I can do something with this. It's just gonna be a little bit more difficult than before, and I'm hoping it'll work. smoothly. I'm not sure about that too much yet, but that'll require some more testing to know for sure. But before I do that, because I really don't feel like doing that quite yet, let me just quickly kill that guy. There's one final thing that I want to address here in this episode. There's not going to be... I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's not going to be too much stuff going on in this episode. I just want to talk to you guys about some stuff. I also have some minor stuff to show you over at the spawn, but I'll get to that in just a moment. There's one last thing I want to talk about, and that's the insane amount of new features that have been added to the 1.8 release in some of the most recent snapshots. Man, there's just so many features. I've been on vacation recently for a long time, and a lot of the snapshots came out while I was there, and a lot of the new features that are to do with commands came out while I was there, and I was trying to follow with the snapshot releases, but I didn't do too good of a job, and I'm a little bit behind on schedule. But there's just like so many new features. I mean, I have a list here of all the new commands, of all the new like standalone commands. So there's entity data, which basically acts similarly to block data, just for entities. It changes NBT data for entities that already exist. Before you could only summon entities with custom data, but now you can also change the data for entities that already exist in the world, which is awesome. There's the new replace item command, which I just showed you a little demonstration of right here with the rifle. There's a whole lot of new scoreboard functionalities that I won't even try to start listing here. There's the new /stats command, which is pretty awesome. I may very well be using that in this map for quite a few things. And there's, particularly in the stats, there's a new thing called query result, which combined with the new functionality for game rules, it's a little complicated to wrap your head around, but basically it allows you to create global variables in the world without using the scoreboard, which is pretty nice. Now, one small little minor thing that I just like to point out, because I never heard about it before, and then when I came and opened up this map, I kind of ran into it and I wasn't expecting it. The particle command got a slight change. Particle, before you could... Here, instead of this mode that exists right here, you could put in a player, like a selector, at A, at E, whatever, and have the particle run at that specific entity. Now, it's true that was kind of redundant, because you could just do the same with an execute command prior to the particle command. So I guess that's why they took it off. But still, it's just a little annoying, because now I have to go through this entire world and fix that. I've already done it in some of the places, not all of them yet. But yeah, just a little heads up there, because that's something I didn't know, and I thought anyone watching this who might be working on a map might want to know this. I'm still not too sure what this new mode thing is. I haven't looked into that too much yet, but yeah, I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. There's also a bunch of new entities and structures, and I don't even have to tell you guys. One particular thing I'm very happy about that I was wondering when they were going to add is lightning bolt. Indeed, awesome. But before we had no control over summoning lightning in the past, and I mean, everybody knew it was an entity, and nobody knew why you couldn't summon it like you can with any other entity, but there you go, now you can. So that's really cool. And one final thing that I really liked, one new NBT tag, is selected item. So in the past, we had access for players, we had access to selected item slot. Just take you through this right here. Selected item slot right here, and that's basically the number of the selected item slot on your hotbar, so that ranges from 0 all the way up to 8. And I was using this here, and combined with some partial NBT data matching, for the inventory. So like if the player's selected item slot is 0, for example, and he has so-and-so item, such and such item in the slot 0 of his hotbar, then determine that that he's selected a specific item. And we had to do that 9 times for per item for each different hotbar slot. Hopefully this is all making sense. I'm kind of rambling here. And it was kind of redundant, kind of silly, and Mojang figured that out, and they added this very, very handy little NBT tag, selected item. Before it was selected item slot with a number. Now it's just selected item, which gives you direct access to determine what item the player is holding. And voila, it works. 1 command block instead of 9. It works for any item slot in my hotbar. And yeah, like you might be able to have seen, it's testing for a redstone block. Awesome. Right. So I think now what I'm gonna do is take you to the spawn and show you guys some new stuff over there. Let's see. So what I basically wanted to show you guys is the stuff down here. There's not too much new stuff going on here, but here I just wanted to show you quickly. I think you might have been able to see a glimpse of it before. I'm not sure if I actually showed this before or not, but whenever a new supply crate is starting to be calculated with this whole mechanism over here, go away, stupid sounds. Fireman sounds. But whenever a new supply crate is going to be generated, before I just had it with a tell raw, but since the titles were added a very long time ago, I actually added this little feature that spits out some title stuff for the player. I'm just going to get a redstone block here so I can manually trigger this. There we go. Supply crate is about to arrive. And you get to see that every time a new supply crate is starting to be generated. Yeah, pretty simple little change right there. And this big structure right here is the final version of the rifle, which I'm very, very proud of. Took us a while to get here. Many different versions of the rifle. Many different attempts at this. But finally, we're here. This is by far the best version I've ever had. And it's definitely the final version for now. No, but it's definitely something that'll work. I'm definitely happy enough with this to leave it in the map, and I'm not sure how I can make this too much better. Basically, I realized after a little while, I realized it on my own, and then I looked it up, and turns out I was right. Redstone dust, when you have a lot of redstone dust combined with a lot of command blocks like I had in the original, or in all the structures up until now actually, that causes a huge amount of lag because redstone dust has to, each individual piece of redstone dust has to check, haven't actually added it up exactly, but approximately like somewhere between 15 to 20 blocks around it, each individual piece of dust, and I had hundreds per layer, and each time the check has to see if there's anything that needs to get triggered or anything that needs to be, like, you know, bud powered or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of checking that needs to happen with redstone dust. That's why everybody prefers using redstone blocks nowadays, like fill clocks instead of comparator redstone clocks such as this, when you're talking a large scale, that is. So yeah, I realized that, and I changed it here as well. All these stone layers that you can see here are all replaced with redstone blocks whenever a segment here gets triggered. I increased the range in which this thing functions for the rifle, the vertical range, by a little bit, and it's still in a it's in a 4-degree accuracy, horizontally and vertically actually. It's in a 4-degree accuracy, which is the most accurate I've managed to bring it to so far, and I'm very happy with that accuracy, and it makes it very easy to align it to the cardinal directions that way, and it's it's just awesome. It's accurate, it's easy to use, it's fast, it's not laggy at all because of this huge change, and I'm loving it so far. And then each layer, like you can tell that there's like I'm not sure, I'm gonna try and make this clear here, but the slab here of stone, which turns into redstone blocks, this powers all the command blocks beneath and above it, and they trigger in a certain order. Obviously, these 4 command blocks here trigger last for each of these slabs, and they all have the same exact commands in them, which are the play sound, the particle. As you can see, I already fixed this to be with an execute here. So the play sound and the particle effect, and the resetting the score, and then filling this whole thing back up with stone again. Also, because of how I did this here, it works now the fastest it's ever. Fuck, I can't talk. It works the fastest it's ever worked up until now. Where from the instant that the player right-clicks or activates the rifle in whichever way, it takes only 2 game ticks to fire the rifle and completely reset everything. Whereas before, the fastest I could get it to work is actually it was 4 game ticks because of the redstone dust. Yeah, this is a whole lot better, much faster, much less prone to, I don't know, to a glitch of some sort. I haven't had any problems with it so far. I'm just loving it. And also, let's admit it, I mean, it looks pretty awesome. Just this massive block of stuff. Yeah. I'm going to stop talking now. I think I've rambled enough for you guys for one day. I have very mixed feelings about this map at the moment. A lot of things I need to fix, a lot of things that are broken. But on the other hand, there's a lot of progress that I've done, and I'm very happy with the way this is turning out. And, you know, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on and try and talk about everything and really keep you guys involved with this project, because that was the whole point of this series in the first place. And yeah, so it's going to be it for today. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.